A friend of mine noted just before the Australian premiere of the new romantic comedy Top End Wedding that no film with the word wedding in the title has ever flopped at the box office. That's good news for this amiable, uneven, basically sweet and ultimately culturally rich movie from director Wayne Blair. The Top End Wedding takes place on the Tiwi Islands north of Darwin, and the film is at its most pleasurable in the scenes shot there on location. The atmosphere on the island is warm, friendly and embracing, and concludes the film on a highly emotional and immensely rewarding note. What precedes the climactic celebrations is a bit less satisfying, despite the astute casting of diminutive Miranda Tapsell and lofty Gwilym Lee as the couple in love. The film opens in Adelaide, where Lauren Tapsell and Ned Lee, who recently played the role of Brian May in Bohemian Rhapsody, are in love. They're both lawyers, and though Lauren has just been made an associate in her firm, she's not too happy with the long work hours imposed on her by her very demanding boss, played by Kerry Fox, who's overdoing it a bit. The day Ned quits his job is the day they become engaged, but they're full of optimism and face the future with every confidence. There's just one thing. Lauren wants to get married in Darwin, where she grew up, and where her parents, Daffy, Ursula Jovich, and Trevor, Hugh Higginson, still live. Except that, to Lauren's dismay, her mother has chosen this moment to walk out on her dad and has departed for parts unknown, leaving the poor man so traumatized that he spends most of his time shut in a cupboard listening to If You Leave Me Now by Chicago. Given that Lauren has only been given a 10-day break from work, she sets out with Ned on a trip through the Northern Territory to locate her missing mother, and the search takes them to Kakadu and Catherine, when it would seem obvious from the start that Daffy would head back to Tiwi, where she was born and where she was raised. The film's opening sequence actually shows her as a young girl fleeing from an apparently arranged marriage to be with Trevor. The lengthy detours are in place partly so that cinematographer Eric Murray Louis can capture some spectacular Northern Territory landscapes, and partly so that the screenplay, written by Tapsell and Joshua Tyler, can contrive to have the couple quarrel and briefly separate. The first half of the film is really a warm-up for the scenes on Tiwi. There's a sense that the filmmakers are trying a little too hard to both amuse and to touch us with this romance, and the humour is at times a bit forced. Still, it works because there's a strong underlying feeling of the loss you feel when you're separated from your roots. Tapsell and Lee make an endearing couple, and the film as a whole is a colourful, cheerful package that celebrates interracial harmony and acceptance. I'm sure that my friend's observation about wedding movies will prove to be accurate once again. I'm giving Top End Wedding 3 stars.